Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 36 of the Realm Recap. I'm Jason from Yakface.com, joined once again by FlyGuy from FLYGUY.net.
Good evening, interwebs.
Hello, sir.
And hello, indeed. Another week of Star Wars goodies.
Yeah.
News. It was an interesting week, actually.
Lighter week, but some unexpected things had popped up, mainly from a couple from the Black Series. We'll start things off with something that popped up on, I think, one of the Facebook threads that I follow and I'm a member of. In Mexico, a 6-inch box set, an exclusive pack, showed up at Walmart that includes 4, 6-inch Black Series figures. I think this was Wave 2, essentially. Han, Princess Leia in slave gear, Boba Fett, and Greedo. So
they're back. Just when you didn't need another Leia and Greedo. Han's pretty much sold out everywhere that I know of. He's not really that abundant, but Leia's...
I saw him swimming today.
Did you? Okay. You never see the Bobas swimming, do you? You
Nope.
never see them swimming. So, nice pack, and what a weird one to just get out there. It's kind of weird, but...
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, it'd be great if they would do that with some of the later wave, or I don't know. This came completely out of the blue. No one has mentioned that before. I'm surprised. I think this is going to be a Walmart exclusive. It's shown up. It has shown up on the Walmart.com Mexico website for 889 pesos, which translates to about 65 US. There's no word yet if it comes to the US yet. I assume it will. It's in US packaging.
When I saw this on your site, I literally had a heart attack. I was like, what? Oh, okay, that's Mexican pesos.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it's... Well, look, it's we've seen this thing before. Previously, last year, I think it was, wasn't it? The 8-pack of Clone Wars, that kind of mixture of...
Yeah, the past 2 Black Fridays, I think they had similar sets with both Star Wars. Those were 3 3/4-inch figures, Clone Wars and Saga Legends type figures. I think they also had a couple Marvel sets, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see. This isn't the one that's coming in November. That's a different set, but yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if this shows up. Maybe not at Walmart here in the U.S. This seems like such a, one of those Sam's Club, Costco type of packs, but who knows? And to see if that price translates, $65 seems like a pretty decent deal, actually. For 4.
It does.
For 4 figures, but no one wants 3 of them.
It's a very big pack for retail to shift, which I think makes it much more likely that it's a Costco, Sam's Club, big bulk storage place. Because normally those things don't shift all that well.
Yeah.
Like the huge Titan packs, I'm still seeing them everywhere, and nobody's buying them. So, well, not a lot of them anyway. So, yeah, interesting find. Nice to see it.
Let's see, Shadow Speeders. Those went up for pre-order last week. Well, not really pre-order. They were in stock on the Target.com website, and people placed orders. They sold out in like 90 minutes, I believe, as we mentioned last week. And they started showing up on doorsteps this week in various conditions. But I received mine a couple days ago in great shape. It was packed really well by the Target people, and loaded with the airbags and whatnot. So yep.
So I was saying to you earlier, just before the show, I get mine as well. One in great condition, just like yours, and one just had been played football with. So what are you gonna do? Sometimes that's the way it happens. So
those are also in a lot of stock rooms. I think they have shown up on the floor on a few Targets here and there. It's supposed to come out the first week of November. It is part of their holiday promotions. So that retails for $50, and if people need to look it up at their local Target, you could either call ahead or go if your store still has one of those computers where you can manually enter in the DPCI. It's 087061202 is the code for that. So.
Good details, sir.
Yeah.
And if you're a Target Red card holder, you get 5% off as well. Very nice.
Yeah. Let's see. The next one you had shared earlier in this week. This was something that had turned up on the BBC News website.
That's right. Yeah, this was something tipped off actually by the Star Wars Collectors Archive, a great podcast I rarely get the time to listen to, but it is good when I finally do get a chance. Pure vintage, but they posted this article here. This guy in the UK was determined not to open a box that he had found, a small package, much like the ones I certainly remember in the UK. I'm not sure if it was the same package for you guys, but this is how my Boba Fett came, my Admiral Ackbar, my Emperor, all the kind of mail-away figures. And he didn't want to open it so badly that he scanned it and spent quite a lot of money scanning it, only to find out that it was indeed the Emperor inside, so a vintage. But never seen Palpatine like that, have we? It's kind of... it's actually not a bad face sculpt when you look at it in such detail. But he thought it was a rare Boba Fett and it was going to be worth $5,000 in the box. But
so I read that article and I saw that he was hoping it was going to be the Boba Fett. What Boba Fett did he expect it to be?
Well, originally Boba Fett came in a white mailer for the very first time.
Right.
It did in the UK anyway.
Right, but was he expecting it to be because the article says the rocket firing Boba Fett?
Well, that was never really mailed out, so I
think,
well, yeah, that's a good point, actually. I think maybe this article's maybe added some, they've just maybe get confused in there, but did it say rocket firing?
I'm pretty sure it did.
Well, he probably should have known these facts, because that never came out in the mail. I don't know, maybe it did. Anyway.
It was an interesting article.
Just unusual to see Palpatine in such a way.
And that someone would fork over the money to have the package X-rayed.
There you go. That's a level of dedication I don't think I've seen before. So there you go.
Let's see, another article you had shared from the Star Wars Collectors Archive was the end of summer market watch, basically an eBay article on some of the high dollar vintage pieces that are up there now.
And it's not only a good podcast, but a great kind of some guys actually from Australia, Brisbane Mike he's called, and he helps the guys out there, and they just basically do a really thorough search across eBay, look at every single kind of detail you can imagine for lots of figures. This is a very lean blog post, but just looking at some of these gorgeous figures in the vintage package, and just was worth a look. Vinyl Cape Jawa, only $10,200. And I thought of you. I thought, there you go, Christmas present for you, dude. So,
that's so nice of you.
You're welcome. Only $10,500. So you just got to find a gift of equal value for me. So there you go, Secret Santa. So, but it's just nice to see all these figures and just in the differences in prices and grading, and so if you're new to all that stuff, it's a great blog to catch up and look at, and particularly for vintage stuff.
Yeah, if people want to read that further, we'll have the link in our show notes. A little bit more reasonable pricing here. Some of the Star Wars Rebels signage has started to show up at Walmart. I'm not sure what they're planning on selling, because the Rebels product is reportedly been pushed back to November, late November even. But this just seems weird. Are these stores just going to sit there with empty shelves waiting for another month for product to fill those, or?
Well, this is it. I mean, it could arrive any day, or as we've seen already, I mean, Australia, I posted this week, Australia's actually had these for 2 weeks. A friend of mine over there, Jesse, the Forces with Jesse, posted picking these up in Toy Worlds in Adelaide, I think he's in. So they are out there. They've reached, I think, some parts of Europe, I think I read somewhere.
Yeah, I saw they showed up in London.
There you go.
And yeah, we got a post shared to us, from New Zealand, probably that same person today, that found the snowtrooper in the Vader that's in the new Rebels packaging. So, and that was at that Toy World.
That's
store.
Right, yeah, Toy World store. Well, I mean, it's interesting to see as well there's 3 stormtroopers on there that haven't been snatched up, which is, I was like, hey, that's a kind of cool photograph. So.
Yeah, that was posted by Justin, one of our staff members at Yakface, and he said there were 3 there, but there was 2 when he left, so he grabbed one before he left. So
good.
See what else? More 6-inch news. The Walgreens prototype Boba Fett pre-orders are finally starting to ship and arrive. I received mine a few days ago. A lot of people are still waiting for their orders to be filled. I don't know if I was just one of the first to get in, but yeah, I did receive mine, and it arrived in great condition. It was packed really well from the distribution center. It came from, Walgreens has distribution centers all over the U.S., and mine came from like Illinois, so it had a pretty short trip, so it didn't have to cross country and risk damage. But no, not that I needed another one, but I didn't cancel my pre-order in case someone would need it, and a lot of people still haven't found them in their area. So I did reach out to someone who is still looking for one, and I sold it to him for cost. And
you're a very good man, sir. You're a very good man. But yeah, you're right. A lot of people still don't have this. A lot of people still don't have it. And I mean, I myself, I must have went to, I don't know, 35 stores, found one. So that's a lot of stores to go to. So it's very lean pickings, I think.
Yeah.
And it was November the 1st. In fact, we talked about it here weeks and weeks ago. The website, in fact, you shared it first, was the website saying 1st of November to be shipped. So it's even earlier, so 18th of October. So.
Yeah, I think Paul was saying that because he had called and inquired on his order, Paul from Jedi Temple Archives. He had called, and they said that his order wouldn't be filled. This is what the person said. That doesn't necessarily mean that's the case. It might come earlier, but said November 25th was when it was going to go out. So
sure. Oh, well.
It all varies by just the luck of how the order fulfillment falls. So
absolutely,
keep watching you'll get an email notification when it does ship. I did receive that prior to it coming, so if you check your email inbox, you'll be notified on its arrival.
Yep.
Let's see, kind of stepping back a little bit, a couple weeks to New York Comic Con. Another Q&A had been posted, this one from Sir Steve's Guide, and this one was a really decent one. It was a nice read. A lot of decent information popped up in there. I'm trying to think of some highlights off the top of my head here quick.
So we're looking through, I was talking about Rebels exclusive set, episode 7. What else have we got here?
There's stuff like they were still, I think they brought it up too, that the Rebels product wasn't in stores yet, and Hasbro seemed to be oblivious to the fact that it wasn't in stores yet here in the U.S. An interesting one I did notice, though, that Hasbro was aware of the issue with that Black Series, or not Boba Fett, but Darth Vader.
Oh,
where the head keep falling off.
There you go. Does they mention that? Oh, right. Okay. Good to know.
Yeah, one of the first questions. They said that they tried to address it, and they weren't sure if it was going to be. Because that figure gets re-released in the new packaging, the TIE Fighter pilot packaging. So hopefully that's fixed for then. But yeah, they touched on a lot of figures that they're hoping to get to, and
excellent. So they even mentioned there about the Biker Scout figures in 6-inch and the
about the warping?
Yeah. Hasbro, I have a little respect for you, but no, we weren't aware of it. You must have seen these things. You must have. Never mind.
Yeah. We'll talk about the warping in a little bit when we get to our new acquisitions, because I did receive that.
Yeah, me too.
This week, and I had to perform a little minor.
Me too.
Remedy surgery to it. So let's see what else. So we'll provide a link to the Sir Steve's Guides Q&A, because there's some decent stuff in there. Let's see.
Jump back to number 7. I think we skipped the.
Oh,
Target.
That's right, we did. Target 2014 toy catalog was posted, not officially, but as part of the Black Friday advertisement. This is going to be coming out. These aren't necessarily Black Friday deals, but this is a holiday toy guide in general.
Mm-hmm.
And in it, it shows some decent things like the Shadow Stormtrooper set, again on special for $50. There's also that Marvel one in there. I don't know if you had seen that before.
I just picked it up last night, actually.
Oh, you did?
It's pretty good. So pretty good value, 3 figures for $50. So when you look at I guess the Shadow Pack, when you take into account the Speeder bike as being perhaps a figure, it's fair value when considering these things are retailed $20. So yeah, pretty good.
I think more interesting though is farther inside the catalog. There's an advertisement for the Rebels TIE Advance prototype that includes the Inquisitor figure. They're advertising that as part of this promotion, so that's going to be coming out very soon. I think it was supposed to be in the November timeframe anyway, but it is featured in the catalog, being a Target exclusive for $24.99. So.
And there we go, price slashes on Star Wars Command already. But wasn't kind of expecting that, but there you go, it's dinner price. But yeah, all good.
In regards to that TIE Fighter, there are other exclusive vehicles with figures in that assortment. There's the Phantom with Kanan and the PTDP with the Pilot. I don't know if those are all part of the same assortment or case pack, so potentially those 3 vehicles could all be coming out at the same time.
You would think that'd be the case, because I've seen in Toys R Us stores the ATDP, the Advanced TIE, and with no figures. So it just seems weird why. In fact, that's quite a good deal, and I don't recall ever seeing a special exclusive like that in quite some time. The last one I remember, I think, was the gigantic TIE Fighter, which you had, I think, in the background one show, which had an exclusive pilot with it. So yeah, figures from my point of view and memory is they don't tend to come all that often with
it has been a while.
Yeah.
What I find interesting too is if you look closely at that ad, they list the DPCI numbers with the description of the product, and that DPCI that's listed there is the same as the general vehicle assortment, and I think that may be a misprint, because typically Target's exclusives have their own unique code for exclusive merchandise.
That's right, yeah, you're right.
So, because I called my local Toys R Us today, or Target today, asking, and they said, "Oh yeah, we've got 3 of them," and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense, because I was just there, and I saw that there were three of the regular vehicle assortments vehicles on the shelf. So I think that just must be an error, and that'll have its own unique code.
Very cool.
We will see, though. I haven't heard of anyone finding them yet, so.
Nope, not a sausage.
Let's see. Sticker nonsense. You had posted this link in regards to a post from our friends at Jedi News.
That's right. Yeah, I mean, this is something which the UK guys and Ireland and even Australia, to a certain degree, sometimes in Australia we don't normally, when living there, we don't normally need those stickers because it's a European compliancy issue. But occasionally we would get imports from the UK or Europe, so it is a bit of a pain. And just to let you guys know, in the US, yet again, you get it good. All of the packages for the new wave of the Black Series here that we're sharing just on screen here come with ginormous, big, fugly stickers that you stick over. 1, 2, 3, 4 stickers which go over the entire back of the product and parts of the bottom and underside the front. You can see some of the images shared there by Matt there on Jedi News. And just as a little reminder, if you haven't seen them before, it can be a bit of a nightmare, and it takes some very clever peeling to get these things off. They're absolutely massive, the full length of the card. So it's a bit of a pain. So and it's the same on Black Series 6-inch as well, and vehicles. There's always some huge ugly stickers there. So get
the hair dryer out.
Get the hair dryer and melt
warm up the glue and then peel them off.
Exactly, pain in the ass, but nice to see they're at least hitting stores in the UK.
That's good, because I think, like we mentioned before, they seem to be getting the Rebels product, and they're getting the new line look Black Series 3 3/4 inch figures. So hopefully they'll show up here in the U.S. soon. I think that orders are starting to, pre-orders should be starting to get filled fairly soon. And speaking of pre-orders,
exactly, the Wave 6 of the finally we can talk about them, put it that way. And so as of midnight tonight, if you head off to DarksideToys.com, you can pick up Wave 6 of the Black Series. That's a TIE Fighter pilot, Yoda, the Clone Sergeant, and he's not shown there, but Obi-Wan is obviously included in the pack. So yes, it's going to be $79.99, I believe, and if you're in the US, free shipping, which is a bit of a good deal. And there's some loose ones available as well, a little bit more expensive, but you can certainly pick up an Obi-Wan. He's going to be incredibly cheap, so I think we're going to be offering him for under $10. So if you're a customizer out there, you're going to want one of these Obi-Wans. If you think, I mean, it's actually not a bad base figure.
No,
customizing the Jedi. So for around about the $10 mark, I think it'll be. Just check back at midnight for the exact price. That's a pretty sweet deal too. So even if you missed Obi-Wan, you could pick up a bargain. So midnight tonight. This is the 18th of October in the US. So a couple of hours time, and you can pick them up.
Is there an expected date of
arrival date? Look, at the moment, these figures have still not been given a clear date. And if you know Hasbro, like I know Hasbro, which I know you do, who knows? It's certainly scheduled to arrive pretty soon. So it could be anywhere within that 2 to 6 week window. You just don't know. Just don't know. But these will come before Christmas. That's what we've been told. But I mean,
so yeah, get your pre-orders in now and get the free shipping on those. Let's see. Moving on to some of the other news from this week, not regarding Hasbro. I was sent this link regarding a huge estate sale that happened over the weekend with just an amazing lot of vintage items.
Just hold this up here just 1 second. Oh wow, yes, I saw this video. Yeah, this is pretty good.
It is just
play that. Yeah, it's playing here. Hopefully the sound works. So this is obviously some auction center, and it scans beautifully over all these sets. So who was this from? One of the guys on your forums that posted this, or?
Yeah, it showed up on our Facebook page.
Excellent. But what were some beauties in there? Some of the stuff you've been collecting recently as well, so you must have been drilling as well. So I love that. The old, is that Microforce set there, I think? The Hawthorne cannon. Wow, and there's so many of them as well.
Yeah.
It's beautiful, those little mini rig sets. Love it. And they're all looking in great condition. Look at those Cloud City play sets. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it's just...
It's dreamy. We're both in silence here, like, oh.
Yeah, it's like drool, you know.
It's Back to the Future stuff, isn't it? It really is. It's... I've never seen so many of these in the one place. Oh, the Bosk mini rig. Oh, I love that set. Original Slave 1. Half of these I just can't even remember ever seeing. Yeah, they're Microforce as well, I think, which are just... I always get confused if I'm on eBay sometimes and you see these vintage sets and then you realize it's a micro set. And a couple of Darth Vader carry cases, which are always nice. They're beautiful. Original Jabbas, Dewbacks. What a pile of collectibles. Can you imagine the worth of this alone? So this was one entire auction?
I think it was split up in separate lots.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. It happened out on the East Coast here last weekend, so I don't know. Why doesn't that happen near me? Not that I could have afforded any of it. It was just go and witness it in person.
Just to see it and report upon it would have been that in its own. And just all these figures sitting there not in star cases. Oh man. Oh man. They're just chucked on this table. That's criminal. That's a crime, man. They shouldn't be doing that. Get them in cases. That's terrible.
It's just a massive collection. We'll have a link to it again in our show notes if you haven't seen it yet. It was a very popular post we had shared on our Facebook page, and it got a lot of shares and views. But man, I watch that every day, I think.
Yep.
Let's see. Again, bring things back to reality. Vans issued a press release this week regarding a couple exclusive prints of shoes that they're having available. There's like a Darth Vader and a Yoda, kind of a combo print type of shoe.
Let me just see if I can zoom in on them. We'll get a bigger picture there. But there you go. That's a bit better. What do you think? Are you a fan of these? I think we've talked about. No, I'm not a fan. They look terrible. Not for me.
I was never a fan of the slip-on shoes. I never have owned a pair like that in my life. The lace-up ones aren't terrible, but yeah, they're not for me. But there's some diehard Vans wearers, and mix it with Star Wars, and you're gonna get a lot of hits on those.
Wow, there you go. All good.
Let's see what else. In a little bit of custom news here, Yakfinities 54 has started. This new one that Justin has launched in our forums the theme is Order 66 Survivors.
Excellent. Just looking down here. Have we get any entries yet, or is just? Oh, there we go.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Very sweet. Oh, it's always a very collectible and highly in demand figure. That Shack T, the semi-naked Shack T. So we've definitely got a Cloud City hat going on there. I don't even know who that figure is underneath that there. Wow. Good job.
It looked like an Anakin, maybe.
Probably, yeah. Nice stuff. There's more on the second page, I think. Okay. Oh, robotic legs. Okay. Unusual. That's a cracker there. That's a really nice one. It's a long time since I've seen a Quarren figure, that's for sure. And that's a Black Widow.
Yep.
Excellent. One of the most customized figures for Mara Jades and Jedi, that figure. Fantastic. Very good.
So that contest just kicked off, and that'll last a month. And I think the prizes for this contest and challenge are going to be some 6-inch Black Series figures, which include the Jedi Luke, the Vader, Chewbacca, and who else is in it? Oh, the Sand Trooper with the black pauldron. Those will be giveaways for that contest.
Excellent.
Let's see. One little last bit of collecting news here was Gentle Giant post week. Their pre-order went live for their Jumbo Kenner Admiral Ackbar figure.
It's a trap, said nobody. Yes. Are you still collecting some of these? You're still being a little selective, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm just sticking with the bounty hunters, but
yeah,
this one might be worthy of a pickup just because it's such a, it's a meme.
It's a meme to have a figure, but I always as a kid I just thought, what is this thing, or what does he do with this thing? But yeah, we never get to even see that in the film, I don't think, this weird black stick that he has. A little bit of Kenner. Look at that face. You gotta love that face. So yeah,
I think they worked that his staff thing there into the Clone Wars series, though.
Oh, did they?
I think so.
Very good. God, I remember this figure. That was one of the ones that came in a cardboard box, but sadly not worth £5,000 at the time. But he's up on Gentle Giant for $80. So
yep, I think some other retailers have them also up for pre-order as well. So
excellent.
You can search that out. Let's see. Toy Guide updates and reviews by myself and you. Anything worthy of discussing this week for you?
Well, just the Shadow set reviewed this week, and I think you had a chance to do Toy Guide photos, not as yet, or?
Yes, I'm going to share that page.
Excellent.
Here.
Excellent.
Others have got it posted already, but I'm slowly but surely working on mine. Let me share my screen here quick. Share. Start.
Excellent.
Here we go.
Good job, sir. Very thorough.
So there's a lot of shots in here. I don't have the particulars worked out here at the bottom yet, but no, this is a great set.
I was very impressed with the Stormtrooper, not so much by the Biker Scout personally, but
yeah, I like both.
Cool. It's just, it reminds me so much of that great set which was in a great pose from StarWarsShop.com many years ago. 2008 was it or something? Kind of.
Yeah, I think so. 2007, 2008, during the 30th anniversary collection.
It had that great almost top hexagonal box. It was a great kind of stand on it, and I bought a ton of them. Love
Yep.
that figure.
Here, I have it right here.
Excellent.
Just 1 second. Not handy within arm's reach, but
You're letting us down, Jason.
I know. I thought of having it out because I thought it might come up.
But I remember lots of people, once I finally reviewed it on YouTube, were just clamoring to say, where can I get one? There you go. And this is what they've just really modeled this set again to me. That, exact same kind of details. Beautiful box. That's what it was. Gorgeous packaging. In action displayed. That was a nice set. Oh, it was Comic-Con. That's what it was.
Yep.
And they've pretty much done the same job with this guy in 3.75 in the speeder bike as they've done in 6-inch. So, yeah, he's basically an update on him.
Yep.
So, and the Sand Trooper commander is a little, I don't know. He's still. I mean, there's been so many versions of the Black Hole Stormtrooper, the Shadow Stormtrooper. There was another one, a slightly different grayer version of a Stormtrooper. But
there was there was one that came in like the Force Unleashed.
That's right. Which was a kind of off gray or something.
Right. Yeah.
They're all under the Shadow mantra. But I think the sucker for me is the Stormtrooper helmet with the silver kind of chrome little aspects. Just hit it home. But it's a good set.
They did a good job. And it's not just all black either. There's like that dark bluish part of the suit that kind of lies underneath where the armor would be.
They've done at least. It's not just solid black the way they've sprayed it. But the one thing that bugged me, I'll just quickly see if I can just show that on screen just a little bit. There was the weapons are all completely plain.
Yeah,
it's a bit of a suck. When you look at the detail on the top version, there we get grey, we get gold, we get brown, we get little straps with gold and chrome. And in this one, we just get complete solid color. So it's a bit of a shame when they do that, but look, that's what they do. So
let's see. So that toy guide update for myself for that set is going to go live tomorrow after I get the text all worked up for that.
Put a link in the show notes and check them out.
Let's see. TV, movie, and book game news. We had both seen this on Twitter. I'm not sure if it originated with him, but that was one of the first tweets I had seen share this. Is that an image had popped up on Twitter of Vader's appearance in Rebels coming on October 26th.
That's right. And I don't know whether this was a trailer or something for ABC or Dave Prowse or someone else just got it before him. But he's looking very stylized, very samurai and elongated kind of long helmet. Very McQuarrie, basically, in some ways. So
yeah, there's that book cover from the original Star Wars novel that had a very similar style.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember exactly what it was.
I know what you're talking about, though. Yeah, I know. But I mean, this is. I think we're all getting all very worked up and excited about this, but ultimately, I think it's going to be a very short sequence.
Yeah, it's not something that's going to be any of great length. I mean, the novelty of it really is the fact that it's James Earl Jones' voice.
This is true.
So
I kind of get the feeling we're going to get a kind of like the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. It's going to be like Nick Fury. We'll get him for a couple of minutes at the end of one episode, and then at the end of the season for a few episodes, a couple of minutes, and
right.
And I don't think they're going to over abuse him. It's going to be. This is all about Rebels. It's not necessarily Vader, but hey, James Earl Jones. It's fantastic news. So
let's see.
Next one was
the next episode of Star Wars Rebels that officially airs Monday has been up for a week now on the Disney XD website and through their app, US only. It's the episode's called Fight or Flight. I had a chance to watch that today. It was pretty decent. I don't think it was as strong as the prior episode in the movie, but there's still a lot of decent action, and it was a little bit more, kind of like I'd say like a buddy episode.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I watched it as well, and it's good. It's certainly good. I actually had a little play of the Rebel Strike game today hopefully I'm just sharing that on screen. That yes, I am. It's actually good fun. They had a little game. I actually thought it was an episode for a minute and played, and I was like, oh, it's a game. So yeah, it's good fun. It's not a bad little episode or the little game to play.
You'll get in the episode itself. We get to see the Imperial troop transport deal,
which you posted, I believe, this week. I don't know if I've got a link there to it. Was that it was a little small compared to the show itself? Did we have a link to that? I don't think.
It might be on our Facebook page.
Sure. It's obviously scaled for toys and not the TV.
Right, and that was kind of my. I think Justin was the one that posted it, but my kind of response to it was, I'm fine with vehicles being underscaled, whatnot. It's clearly a kid-targeted line. I could share my screen here quickly. Yeah, there it is, and it takes us to the forums. It is a little bit small considering the characters in the prisoner holds on the side are clearly covered up a majority of their body. When you look at
you get just step over that there. They could just
it's clearly underscaled, but I'm fine with it as far as from an imagination standpoint.
I don't know.
I kind of remember what it was like to be a kid and to play with.
They'll probably have on the side of the box fantasy situation, toy shonen fantasy situation. That's what they always say. So yeah, very good. It's nice to see it, and it was all the effects and sounds yet again were superb. There was some really good audio put in there, which just blows me away.
Yeah, the TIE Fighter sound effects are really
really slick. Really slick.
Let's see. Warwick Davis, who was I guess he was Wicket in Return of the Jedi, he confirmed that he was officially returning for Episode 7 in some capacity.
And it's a great little video. Did you watch it?
Yep, I did.
Oh, it's just hilarious, and we won't play it all here, but very quickly, it's off of Warwick just coming back fresh from Celebration Europe, phoning and talking about Kathleen Kennedy, asking for a part in Episode 7, and we get a little fast-forward montage, and Warwick is growing a beard. There we go.
Yep.
And there we go, Warwick with his beard. So, and basically, long story short, Warwick Davis is coming back in Episode 7, which is great news. So he's always been a fan favourite, and he was really good at Celebration Europe, really kept it together when Carrie Fisher was going a bit nuts and running about the stage after a dog, and we were all waiting for 10 minutes while the dog got taken off. But yeah, he was really good at keeping it all together and on target. So good old Warwick Davis, always good to have him back. So fantastic.
Let's see. What was the next one here?
This was interesting. This was a Celebration Anaheim.
Oh yes. For members of the media who are able to qualify to get media passes, it was originally supposed to go up for. You could register this past week. I think it was on the 14th. That date has been pushed back to November 1st for some unknown reason. So.
I tweeted them on November the 15th, October the 15th, and heard nothing, and then 2 hours later they updated it. So you're welcome, Star Wars Celebration. So
I saw that sprayed kind of all over all over Twitter. A lot of people were asking.
I was like, "What's going on? Come on!" So so they did this last year with Celebration Europe as well. The dates kept going forward, and I think 4 or 5 times they went forward before they finally allowed some. Media registration, so we're all itching at the bit to get registered because, probably like you and I, we don't have tickets yet because we're trying to get in as media. So
right.
Anyhow, interesting stuff. So yeah.
A little bit of Episode 7 news here. Our friends at MakingStarWars.net have been running this week-long feature called Concepts, the Ships of Episode 7, and they've been kind of breaking down a lot of the new vehicles that are supposedly going to be showing up, as far as, there's like a new V-Wing, they're calling like a U-Wing, a bunch of different type of vehicles for the I'm not sure if these are strictly Rebel. Well, I guess it does say Rebels. But yeah, there's some detailed descriptions of each type of vehicle showing up.
That's excellent. One of my favorite vehicles is the V-Wing, so looking forward to that a great deal. So I had to double take when I read that. At first I thought it was the Y-Wing, but no, it's the V-Wing. So it's an epic looking ship. So fantastic.
And let's see, in a little bit bigger Episode 7 spoilery kind of news was that did I have that link in there? I guess I don't have it in here, but there was a bunch of images that I think everyone has either seen the link or seen someone linking to it. Various images had popped up online. The source came from a website called MillenniumFalcon.com. I think you and I talked earlier in the week, late in the middle of the night, looking at these images.
Yeah, it was rather exciting. So
yeah, there's about 32, 33 images that come up. All concept images based on some of the descriptions that MakingStarWars.net had been describing for the past several weeks. Someone got a hold of the actual images and threw them up on the internet for everyone to see.
But I know as I was being cynical through the week and we were having this discussion, but these days I'm just wondering whether these things have been leaked, because if properly leaked or given to someone, 32 images from one of the most scrutinized and under security film. I mean, if this was our workplaces, someone would be fired.
Yeah.
This is legal stuff. This is Disney we're talking about here. This is.
Yeah.
It just seems too easy to get 32 photographs. A lot of them are high res. They're pretty good, detailed stuff.
Some I suppose it's 2,000 pixels large. You know,
there's electronic trails for these things, and I don't know. But hey, they're out, so who knows whether they're proper or not? But they look the part, as we were saying. They've got to be, really.
And a lot of different media outlets, like official media outlets, news reporting agencies were sharing those images and links to them, and we'll see how many more of those kind of images come out, if any, now that happened.
But as we were saying, nothing major spoiler was in there. They're relatively ambiguous in concept art, and
some nice stuff though. I mean, as far as professional look, I mean, you wouldn't mistake it for not being real. But, in a lot of respects.
Certainly going to be a grimy universe, that's for sure. So.
Right. Let's see. Episode 7, kind of wrapping that news up, is reportedly they are officially done with filming here in about 3 weeks. So I saw a link to that on theguardian.com.
Yeah, I just read before the show there that Harrison Ford's packed up as well, I believe, for the he's wrapped too. So we're into special effects time. It's going to take a long time for special effects.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's going to be a lot of them, I guess. So yeah, there's Kathleen Kennedy, ILM, So.
And then wrapping up here quick, our friends over at the Wolfpack Podcast, I think we mentioned this in the last show, but again, we want to give out a nice shout out to them. They had an interview last week with Freddie Prinze Jr. You could catch that video on their page, and they've got a whole slate of guests coming up on the next few shows. They have Ashley Eckstein, they have Taylor Gray, who plays Ezra on Rebels. They have Obi-Wan's voice. Why am I blanking?
That's all right. James Arnold Taylor's been on there as well, but I'll just share it on screen. But I've started listening to this, and they did a great job. A really good interview. Dan Curter, a friend from Board Conversation, is on there as well, and Logan and all of the guys. But Freddie Prinze Jr., I mean, he gives up an hour and 20 minutes of his time, and he goes into some details that you want to listen to. So, yeah, definitely check it out.
So with that brings us to our new toy acquisitions and purchases for the week. Myself, I've been, again, dipping heavily into the vintage well. I picked up a few mini rigs. The vintage AST5, that was one from Return of the Jedi, off screen anyway. That's a nice sealed box, so I'll have that on display. I also picked up the Vehicle Maintenance Energizer, and that's a sealed box as well. And both of these, the boxes on them are fantastic. I picked up another of the tripod Canon I shared on the last show that I had picked up one in the Return of the Jedi box. This one is in the Empire Strikes Back box.
You got the bug, sir. You got the vintage bug.
I bought the Ewok Combat Glider in a sealed box. That one was a fun one. I never had that as a kid. I never had any of it except for the E-Web cannon. So I picked that up, and then I also picked up another fun one I had as a kid was the Chewbacca Bandolier.
Oh wow! Oh, I love that figure. That set. That was great fun.
And that's in a sealed box as well.
Wow!
Because the foam is probably crap anyway. So if it's sealed in the box, that's fine with me. I stumbled across it on our Instagram feed. One of the people that I follow had a big group shot of stuff he was selling, and I happened to be watching a sealed version of that on eBay, and he was selling it for less than the one I was watching. I'm like, hey, is that for sale? And he's like, sure, make an offer. And I'm like, $25. So
fantastic. That's a good deal. That's a really good deal
for sealed. I mean, it's not an action figure per se. It's essentially a carrying case, but
sure,
it's one I had as a kid and I always loved, and so excellent. I added it to my vintage stack that's growing.
It's growing fast. It's growing fast last week even. But I understand you. I have the sickness of the vintage too, and you're talking about a guy who got his big Millennium Falcon this week, which was originally bought in LA, and that thanks to my good friend Matt over there in Los Angeles. It flew to Australia, and then it flew back here to Nashville. So probably the world's most expensive vintage big Millennium Falcon. So I'm with you. So I'm just getting a little heads up, a little note to you. Actually coming through from a friend of ours who's saying the Obi-Wan Black Series are up. They're not $10. They're $7.99.
Wow.
$7.99 for an Obi-Wan 6-inch figure. Yeah, I think we're insane here at Darkside Toys. That's ridiculously cheap. So get an Obi-Wan. Get customized. You customizers on Yakface, Imperial Shipyards, get in there. So yes.
Yep. I'm looking at it right there. Yep.
Very good.
Sale price $7.99.
That's pretty good.
What else did you pick up for goodies?
Well, the Target sets were really something nice to get, and the fact they sold out so quickly was just very glad to get them. So $185 these things were going for on eBay, which was just crazy. So glad to get them. And the other one I got was another Target pack, which was the Marvel Legends. We talked about it briefly, the Captain America Radioactive Man, and I can't remember her name off the top of my head.
Miss Marvel.
Miss Marvel, thank you. So yeah, good to get that set. Again, they're all good value if you get a chance to get a Target, but yeah, go pick them up. That was me.
Sounds good. With that wraps up this week's show. We'd like to thank everyone for watching and listening and sharing and retweeting and whatever else you do in the social media world. We will be back next week with a new show and hopefully a bunch of new toys to talk about.
Excellent.
Have a good one, everyone.
See ya.